from 6 to 9. You're about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Crank it up on the worksite, it's the Bad and Liam podcast. Bad and Liam podcast.
Well, g'day there, podcaster.
Yeah, interesting episode today. I think it was a fairly loose show, but normally I sort of trim it up and put all the best bits in, but I kept some of the slop in. Like there was an interview that we were like, hey, got an interview coming up, and then it never happened. That's in there.
Yeah, I thought, though, that the schlop was funny.
It was fun slop, wasn't it? Yeah. I got angry at you a couple times for ripping into me. What else? Yeah, I mean, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. And perhaps give us your thoughts. Do you want more of this, or do you want it cleaner? Let us know
feel free.
over Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, I always like when people get involved on the Alpha Squads.
Yes.
On Facebook, Ben and Liam, search Ben and Liam's Alpha Squads, and it'll come up. It's a private group. We'll accept you in. If you just do a wall post and say, we like it sloppy.
Yep. We'll know what you mean.
We'll know what you mean. Yep.
And if less
someone,
slop.
Yeah, or less slop if you don't want the slop. But if you say, we like it sloppy as the first post, if you go there to also write that wall post but someone's beating you to it, just comment on theirs and say, I also like it sloppy.
Yeah. And then we can tally up at the end how many people like it sloppy.
Yep.
And then we'll know what to do for the rest of the pods.
Great. All right.
Enjoy. Pretty big week last week, Ben, and myself, as you know, a lot of people are in the same sort of boat. On Friday, you're feeling pretty exhausted. And I saw Mum on Friday, and she knew I was a little bit stressed out. So she sent me a text the next day and said, "Hi, buddy. Hope you're okay." And I text back, "Thanks, Mum. Getting some quality time with Sarah, so that's helping a lot." So I was just, chilling out with my fiance that day. And then she responded, "WTF, read that back." Now, Ben, like myself, we're both dyslexic. We sort of know what each other's saying, but I misspell a lot of things. I miss words completely. Sometimes I write the same sentence like twice.
Yep.
It's kind of weird. Anyway, what I'd actually written was, "Thanks, Mum, getting some with Sarah." So that's helping a lot. Just getting some, Mum. I'm getting it. And that is chilling me right out. So don't worry about me.
What did you mean to say?
Getting some quality time with Sarah. But I missed out
in.
the quality time. So I said I'm getting some with Sarah, which I wasn't. But then I just... oh, God. And then I called her. I'm so sorry. And she's like, "Yeah, I know that thing. Like, you knew what I was doing." But why don't we do this morning?
What if you double down? No, that's what I meant.
Yeah. No, I really mean it. She's like, "This is getting weird." What did you accidentally send? Maybe you pocket dialed someone. Maybe you sent them a text that wasn't meant for them. Maybe a photo managed to get its way over to someone it didn't belong to. What did you accidentally send? 132410 is the number. If you get in touch, you'll be straight in the draw for Nova's 10K a day.
Yeah, unfortunately, it happens more often than we would like.
Especially with these smartphones, and if it's on, it's in your pocket, anything can happen.
And I think as well with predictive text, it gets a bit messy as well because you think, oh, I wrote that, but then it actually changes it.
It changes it. And if you're not concentrating, if you're doing something else at the time, then who knows what you're really sending.
All right, the phone lines are open. 132410.
What did you accidentally send?
Jess in Murray Bridge joins us now. Jess, what did you accidentally send?
So I was breastfeeding my son, and I basically was worried I might have had mastitis. So I took a picture on Snapchat to send to my husband.
Yep.
But I accidentally put it on my story publicly for everyone to see.
Yeah, okay. And how long was it up there for?
Did it say, "I think I've got mastitis" on the Snapchat, or?
No, it was just a picture of my boobs. That's it. It was up there all night, and then one of my friends, a male friend, rang me on my phone. He's like, "Jess, why are your boobs on Snapchat?" And I'm like, "What?"
No. Could you see, Jess, like how many people had seen it? Like, because you can tell.
There was about 20 people at that time. He rang me about 6:30 in the morning, so friends, family had seen it, people who I met once. And he rang me, and I was grateful, but I was mortified.
Yeah,
no good.
So it wasn't a flattering photo then, Jess.
Oh, do you know what? Mine looked pretty good when I was dating, so I wasn't that mad.
You weren't entirely upset about the entire situation. Could have been worse. Andrea from Findon, what did you accidentally send?
I was getting the house ready for sale and I needed some help from my real estate agent about a light that I wanted to put in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent him a text message and said, I need something in the hallway, but I'll need a bit of guidance with it. But something then auto-corrected to fingering.
Oh!
In the hallway. He's like, well, that's not my job, but
I'll be right over.
yeah. It's quick. I'm with a client right now, but I'll drop that.
That is
very
horrifying. Did you call to correct the situation or send another text? What did you do?
I didn't realise straight away, but then I was walking in and I thought, there's another question I needed to ask, and I read back that message and realised what I'd done, so I messaged him back. I said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, and he just laughed.
Oh,
man.
That is crazy.
So brutal. Also, why does your phone think that's what you meant? You know what I mean? Does your phone know something that we don't know about you, Andrea? Melissa in Morpeth Vale, this is your daughter. Did she accidentally send something?
Yeah, and it happened just this weekend. I guess she was having a chat with her boyfriend, through text message, and she decided to, she's a young adult, and she took a picture and she sent it to her father instead of her partner.
No.
Yep.
No.
Complete starkers.
No.
Yep. No, it doesn't come. It just happened 2 nights ago.
So how's family dinner going? Pretty weird?
It was funny because I heard his mobile phone going ding, 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 like 100 miles an hour. That was her saying, delete, Dad, as soon as you open, delete. But
So millennials, or she's probably in the room next door, but rather than running out and grabbing his phone, she texted him.
Yeah.
Well, she rang our housemate because she hasn't got home. She rang our housemate and said, go get Dad's phone, rip it out of his hand.
That person that your daughter's seeing as well, the dad is going to hate them. Going to hate them big time.
Carly in Hillcrest joins us now. Good morning. What did you accidentally send?
Well, I was trying to stretch my creative juices and I was writing a orc fantasy novel with a partner who I had met online.
Going to stop you there, Carly. Sorry, you were writing an orc fantasy? Is that what you said?
Yes.
As in the characters from the Lord of the Rings franchise in like a sexy way?
Yes.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
That's just we need a quick sec to process that. Yeah. That's all.
But now we're with you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look, it is one of the more nerdy stories.
Yeah.
So what I did was I was writing it in Word. I copied and pasted it, emailed to this person, went, brilliant, I can now go do some work. Went onto the group work chat, found a link to an article that I really wanted everyone to see. Thought I had copied and pasted the article link, but ended up sending them like 2 chapters of like steamy orc stuff.
Steamy orc stuff. Where does that even come from? It was just titled Lord of the Ring.
So then for the next 5 minutes, because I didn't know how to delete the stuff out of a group message at this time, I was just writing, please don't read that, please don't read that, please don't read that.
You reckon Liam and I can get a copy of that story?
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
Getting pretty hot under the collar just thinking about what those orcs got up to.
I wouldn't mind getting a copy of it and then reading it pre-7 a.m.
Could we do an orc reading? Carly, legit, could we read it like we can change the name and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've been on now. Would we be able to do a reading of your
like pre-7 a.m.
like just early?
If I can find it, absolutely.
All right,
All
awesome.
right,
You hang on the line. Producer Bell will chat to you off air. We'll see if we can get a
tomorrow
copy.
morning. It's going to get hot and heavy, and we will have a reading, an erotic reading of Carly's orc fan fiction.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most out of every trip. Book a hotel, flight, surfboard and snorkel all before you can say brekkie buffet. Jump online or on the What If app and get started. What If? It's Aussie for travel.
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
Morning, Gabby in Hectorville. What are you up to so early?
Morning. I'm on my way to work, actually.
All right, what do you do for work?
I just teach Pilates classes.
All
Nice.
right, so you know your way around a reformer. I've done a few classes in the past myself, and my ass is still burning from those classes.
All
I
right.
need to know you know what it is.
Yeah, everyone knows the old reformer these days, I reckon.
Yeah,
It's super popular.
It's the hot thing.
Look, we got 5 questions. You get them all right, you get to choose the next song we play. And just by getting on air, you're in the draw for $10K a day.
Yay! I'm not very good at this, but let's try.
All right, well, let's kick into it. Lindsay Lohan has announced her return to acting in a new Netflix Christmas movie. In which iconic movie did she play the character Katie Heron?
No, that's not fair. I don't know this.
Yeah.
It's like her main movie that everyone would know her from, Lindsay Lohan.
What was the character again?
Katie Heron. It's pronounced Katie.
Oh, Mean Girls.
That's the one.
To be honest, I knew the movie, didn't know that was her name in the movie.
The Royal Mint have dropped the new designs for our coins. Who's replacing the Queen's head on the back of our coins now?
Oh, the King. I don't know his name.
I mean, we're not going to baby you through all these, Gabby. We like you, but we're going to have to give us some answers at some
been
point.
all over the news for the last 3 weeks, essentially. What is the new king's name is the question.
Does it start with a C?
It does start with a C. Yes, we're getting warmer. We're getting warmer.
I don't want to embarrass myself. Is it King Charles?
It is, yeah. Back yourself in. Hags have revealed their new $1,200 advent calendar. On which date do you open the first door of an advent calendar?
1st of December.
Aussie princess Mary has been caught up in a scandal that has caused a massive rift in the Denmark royal family. Obviously, that maybe they're trying to copy what's happening over the Brits. They're thinking they're getting too much attention, so they're trying to spice things up. What is the name of the ice cream store that shares its name with the capital city of Denmark? Don't say Cold Rock.
Napoleon?
No, it's not Napoleon. No, that's a type of ice. That's a type of flavour. And a man.
Honeycomb?
Is it mint? Cookies and cream. Emma, do you know the ice cream store that shares its name with a capital city of Denmark?
Copenhagen.
That's the one. Lil Nas X has made headlines over the weekend after he stopped a show midway to go for a dump. Sometimes when nature calls.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
When you gotta, drop a big Nas X, you gotta do it. Can you finish these lyrics?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna
Ride till I can't no more.
Yeah.
Even with a little twang in there.
Yeah. We got a boot scooting cowgirl on the line, Emma. All right, well, congrats. What are you doing up so early, by the way?
I'm actually heading to Pilates.
Oh, right. You're heading to Gabby's class. Everyone's up doing Pilates at this time.
Yeah.
All right, Emma, you're in the draw now for $10K a day. Congratulations. And
Thank
you
you.
get to choose the next song we play. So would you like to hear Liam's song this morning?
Cause you had a bad day, you take everyone down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around.
Or
You said
would you like to hear Ben's song?
cause there's nothing else to do. Every me ends every you.
The choice is yours, Emma. What do you want to hear?
Yeah, we'll go with Ben's song.
All right,
Bit of
you got a bit of
placebo.
placebo.
All right.
Every me ends every you. Every me ends every you. Every me.
Here's another bit of curry.
Hey now, it's an all-star showdown. Come play.
Pretty cool, the inaugural AFLW showdown on Friday night at Adelaide Oval. They had 20-odd thousand there, and before the game, we had a showdown before the showdown. Ben, myself, as well as some notable names. We had a Sebastian on one of the teams. No, not Guy Sebastian, not his brother Chris Sebastian, who won The Voice. No, Jeremy Sebastian, their accountant brother, who was a pretty handy football player.
He was. He was also very lovely. It's funny because I didn't really think about it at the time, but it's pretty cool when you actually get there and then you realise you're playing footy on Adelaide Oval.
Oh, yeah. I fully didn't appreciate that until you're actually on the turf. Like, even remember at the start we got there,
Yeah.
and Ben and I walked out on the Oval to get a photo, and 3 security guards were like, get off the field! Like, they ran
Yeah.
over, and they're like, not yet, you're not allowed
And
on
we're
yet.
like, we're literally going to be playing on this in half an hour, and they're like, no, not yet. On the AstroTurf.
And then they came out and started rolling over where we stood. I'm like, okay,
That's
mate.
a bit much.
People are literally going to be like chopping it up with their studs and crunching each other out there. But yeah, look, I'm actually really impressed with how competitive it was. In the end, Ben's Port team did win by 5 points. It was a pretty low margin, really. It was
close game.
It was in the middle of the ground for most of the game. It was 25-20. And look, we pick things up here from when we checked in before we ran out, and I had a last-minute exit from my Crows team.
So, like, pre-game, how you feeling? Who do you think's got it? Well, obviously Port. Well, to be honest, I was thinking Crows, but we've had a late pull-out. We've lost a Crow, probably one of our big stars. I'll give you one guess to tell you who's pulled out the Crows. No.
Soda?
Like, so our star forward, he said he couldn't make it.
Just no other reason.
I don't know, but I'm struggling. I need to fill a team over here, and he's probably the best player I had.
He was the only player you had.
I know. Now I've got to try and convince Jodie to come over to my team after picking her old co-host. Like, literally, we are in big trouble.
So who are you going to put in your team?
I don't know. I'm just going to have to go into the stands and just find someone and give him a Guernsey and just scratch out Soda off the back of the kit.
Look, Soda, he played footy for Sturt for years. I thought, we'd be pretty safe with him. In fact, there was an article about this in the paper, and the photo was just of Soda instead of us, and he didn't even rock up.
What's also funny is didn't rock up for our game, and then Liam and I were obviously sitting there watching the actual showdown, and then he was doing the halftime cross.
He was there. He was on the ground. So I was like, I still want an explanation from the guy. I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to be stinky before his Channel 7 stuff. I don't know. Whilst we were there, Ben, we also talked through our pre-game.
So what's your pre-game looking like? What did you get up to before?
We had no food in the house, so I had all I had was Weet-Bix. So I had 6 Weet-Bix.
I mean, at least that's what the Australian cricketers have. I got pretty drunk at the pub and then went to Sushi Train and punished $40 worth of plates. So I'm just like full of fish and rice. So this is truly going to be a dog's breakfast.
Yeah, I was moving pretty slow out there. I was happy, though, because Ben and I were both ruck, and I won the first tip, but then I booted it the wrong way. I thought we were actually... I thought we were just going the other way, so
I don't think you won the first tip.
Well, how did I kick it the other way, then?
Because you crumbed it after it went down.
No, mate, I won.
No, you said after the game, that was pretty cool. I won more tips than you.
Yeah.
You definitely did.
I did.
There's no way you
did.
You didn't.
Andy, you were a goal umpire. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you see my tip form?
I thought Liam won the first tip.
I did.
Did he win majority of the tips?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I won the first tip, mate, because I was like, we're off to a flyer. And that's why I thought, this game's going well. And then I booted it to the wrong team. And then we both ended up scoring no goals. Ben had a blowout. He's actually done his ACL. And my whole body is bruised.
Ask us anything you like. Ask us anything you like.
Yep, you can ask us any question that you can possibly conceive in your weird brain, okay? Because we've seen the text line and some of them are pretty weird. 0400 919 919. Producer Belle does have the text line phone in front of her and she reads out the questions. Go for it, Belle.
All right, question number 1. Do you guys sit or stand when you wipe your bum? It's divided my workplace in half. Ben, you can go first.
Well, this one is actually controversial. We've mentioned it on the show before, and I was blown away when I heard Liam's answer. So I, like most normal humans, will sit on the toilet. Liam, on the other hand, will stand up.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I suppose, I don't know. That's just always the way I've done it. I don't know if that's the way I was taught or not. It's not really when you sit down with mum and dad often and ask, how do you guys do it? But
I was taught.
To stand up?
No.
I'll just sit
my
down.
mum.
Oh, yeah, no.
Nurse,
But I'm so is my mum.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but I'm assuming they would have taught me that's the way. I didn't just start, I don't stand on my head and do it because that's how I like it. It's just sort of, you're sort of standing up,
Whether you were taught or you weren't taught.
Well, I feel like
I think, for me, nature, it's weird that you're standing up because then the cheek's going to be closed.
Are you doing a sort of deep squat, or are you sort of just reefing over to the side?
I would lean over.
Okay, so you're sort of half up anyway.
So the weight would transfer onto like my thighs. You know what I mean?
Are you leaning forward?
I'd lean forward. Yeah. Well, how would you make a gap between the toilet seats?
No, you go sideways.
So see, Bell's going sides. Everyone's got their own method. Okay.
I would lean forward.
Well, I don't think,
And
I don't
to the left.
I don't think my quads are strong enough for a deep squat because sometimes you need more than 1 or 2
All
watts.
right.
Yeah,
all right.
okay.
Okay. Question answered. Okay. Question number 2. What kind of car do you guys drive? Liam, you can go first.
I share a car with my fiance and we drive a Tiguan, a Volkswagen Tiguan.
Volkswagen. You can even say it a bit
Yeah,
fancy.
a bit like a wanker. It's a Volkswagen, actually. It's a German engineering. Yeah, it's a second-hand car, but it's definitely the best car I've ever had, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Ben?
Well, my mechanic said to me, never buy something with the indicator on the... Is it the left side? It's the opposite side.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is most European cars, like a Volkswagen. That's why I've got a Toyota Orion and we've got a Kia Rio. 2015 is the Kia Rio and 2010 is the Toyota Orion. Both great machines. Get them serviced regularly and they're good cars.
Yeah, Ben treats his like an absolute bin though. He did a TikTok one morning or whatever. Like there was ice on his car, and he thought it'd be funny to scratch it off with a rake. But then he obviously just actually raked the paint off the top of his car.
I cosmetically don't care about my cars, but engine, I take care of the engine.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really take care of the Tiguans. Old Tiggy Smalls doesn't really have a lot of love under the bonnet. That's for sure.
Okay, next question. Do you believe in God? Ben?
No. I don't believe in God at all, no. No.
Atheist?
No, but I wouldn't say I'm an atheist in the sense that I believe that I absolutely believe there's no God. I'd say, what's the one in the middle?
Agnostic?
Agnostic.
Like, you're sort of not sure?
Yeah, I'd say agnostic.
Okay.
But I'd say there's 100% not a higher power. I do believe that.
Atheist.
Does it?
Yeah, because you're saying there's just definitely not one.
No, I'm saying there's probably more to what we realise. I think there's more to it all. But I don't think there's a person. There's not a person up there making the decisions.
I think he's a Scientologist. Obviously, he's just he's having a bit of trouble telling us about Xenu, the sky god, the space Martian running things, and that's okay. You believe in what you want to believe.
They're on to me.
What about you, Liam?
No, I think I'm the same. I don't necessarily think it's like the big man and the robes and the beard like you see in the cartoons and the TV and stuff.
Mate, you're coming to my meetings. You believe in Xenu too.
Okay, yep. Ben, myself, Tom Cruise will be at the meeting later on. No, I short answer, boring answer, probably haven't made my mind up yet.
Well, make
I don't
one
know.
up now.
Well, maybe when you get older or you get closer to dying, then you think like, you better pick one. But I haven't really. I just don't necessarily think there's a God as we see it.
Copy my answer. Boring.
Yeah, couple of Scientologists. And all right, now I always like to throw a bit of a curveball in. Final question this morning. Have you guys ever sent nudes to anyone?
Interesting.
Liam, you can go.
Well, I mean, you'd want to pray to a god if you saw a nude photo of me, if there is one.
I've seen you both like almost naked so many times.
Yeah,
I agree.
nah. No one wants this. No one wants this body.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm the same. I've never felt compelled to be like, check this out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not that person.
Check this out.
Check it out.
Check out the sub dog.
Hope you're having a pod blast with the podcast.
I know it's a bit rainy and weird today, but still be mindful of the hay fever for those hay fever heads out there. Before I left the studio, Ben, and I did a nasal spray, had a Zyrtec, and used my inhaler all in the same hit. So many drugs. I was just like putting things in every hole I had.
Hey, if you didn't know, 10K a day has just kicked off. So just by getting on air, you get put in the draw for $10,000 every single day. So you want to do your best to get on air. And you know what? To prove it, give us a buzz right now, 13-24-10. I'm pretty sure producer Belle's doing the coffee run, as she always does every morning. She goes and gets us a couple of coffees. So she's not going to be there to answer the phone. So if you call us, 13-24-10, I will just pick up the phone line and put you straight on air.
Well, who do we have here? Who's this?
Kaylee.
Kaylee
or Haley?
Haley.
Gee, we could have put the wrong name in for a second. That would have been a problem. You would have missed out on $10,000. Who's this?
Barbara.
Barbara. I notice you're calling from a private number, Barbara. Are you a secretive person?
Sometimes I have to be, yeah.
All right, well, we'll need your actual number, otherwise we won't be able to call you back. You don't have to give it out now, though, okay?
Just checking, is it Barbara or Brabra?
Barbara.
Okay, yeah, a bit of a Flight of the Conchords joke there for the heads.
Who do we have here on the line?
Rebecca.
You're in the draw to win 10K a day. Who's this?
Helen.
Yeah, Helen. You're in the draw, mate.
Isn't it funny how much the phone lines vary in quality?
Yeah, for sure. Who's this?
Hello.
Hey.
What's your name?
Susie.
Susie, you're in the draw. Who's this?
Shannon.
Sorry, what was it, Shannon?
Shana.
Good stuff. All right, well,
Isn't it good, though?
we could be here all day, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could. The phone lines are completely full. All those people were in the draw for 10K a day in May. Isn't radio so much better when you have a producer who answers the phones first and then puts their name in? Because it's so boring. Us going, what was that? Shana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine if that's how we did the show. Like, we literally said, we said, call us if something foolish happened on the weekend. Who's this? Greg, what is it? Greg. And they're like, phone lines all noisy. That's what it would actually sound like.
That's what it would sound like.
And then we'd be like, what did you call for? And they go, can I have some money? Oh, it's dark, it's rainy, but the hay fever's still here. I can't work this weather out.
I know, the rain is so annoying. I picked the worst time to get my lawn from the turf farm. Who I get my lawn from, Liam?
Okay. I know you're on some sort of sweet wicket with the turf farm, and sometimes you come in wearing their merch, but this isn't just a space where you can come on and do free ads for them, okay?
No, to be fair, I did actually buy my lawn from the turf farm for full price. I love the turf farm. Turf farm.
Oh, well, something tells me that you're going to be getting that turf a little bit cheaper next time.
If you aren't a fan of ironing, well, you're in luck, because creased clothing is in vogue. At the moment, if you didn't know, Paris Fashion Week is on, and I was seeing all sorts of weird and wild stuff in my social feed. That's why I got producer Belle in. Good morning, Belle.
Good morning.
So much strange stuff. The main thing I was seeing, to be honest, was the Bella Hadid spray-painted dress stuff.
Oh, so good. I watched the same video probably 20 times over the weekend
Yeah.
because every time I was so fascinated. Liam, I don't know if you've seen the Bella Hadid.
I saw a
sprayed-on
photo,
dress.
but I didn't understand what was happening.
So what she did was she walked out on the runway in just a G-string.
Nice.
Okay. And then she was covering herself up a bit.
Okay.
Got halfway down the runway. A few people came out and they basically, in short, they just spray painted on a dress onto her. So sprayed her. It was like a...
Oh, I'm
it was
looking
like
at it now,
Spider-Man
yeah.
web.
Do you know what it reminds me of? I don't know, well, Belle, you weren't a young boy in the early 2000s like I was, but do you remember that toy, Ben, that it was like the Spider-Man web shooters?
Yeah.
And it's like that sort of consistency.
It is.
You would buy a can of kind of like silly string and you could... Yeah, and I remember once I got it for Christmas and my sister said, hey, I finished the thing for you. And I said, what do you mean? And she sprayed out all my web. And I was off her for like 2
Well,
years.
it's like that, and then it solidified and turned into a dress.
Yeah.
You know what I don't get about fashion and just in general is like, yeah, cool, she did that, but what is that?
What is that? Yeah,
is
it's
that?
true.
You go to Kmart and buy one.
Yeah, but I was like, in 15 years before work, you'd not be like, oh, better spray me dress on before work.
know.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Well, the other weird thing I didn't get was the mud runway. What was the go with
Very
that?
cool.
Mudway.
Mudway.
Yes, the whole runway was turned into basically just a mudslide. But it just
So
looked
strange.
cool because it looked to me when I saw it the first time, I hadn't read what it actually was, and I thought it was like supposed to be like Mars. And I was like, ooh, this is a
Right.
bit cool. And then, no, it's just mud.
For me, it makes
It's
the
fashion,
movie
darling.
Zoolander even funnier because in that they're just wearing garbage. That is what fashion
That
is.
pretty much is what's happening there. Like it's sort of, I don't know. It's supposed to. What is it supposed to provoke?
Yeah.
Is it art? And then there's all the people sitting there like.
Well, the only thing that I saw from Fashion Week that kind of had any real world influence because it's in vogue now is this whole creased clothing. Like it's cool for your clothes to be creased.
Yeah, if they have a bit of volume, bit of depth to them, bit of texture.
Wow, I'm sorry, sweetie, but I must have been on fleek for the last 15 years because I've never ironed once in my life, and this is music to my ears.
I don't think creased clothing looks good. Like I like a nicely ironed shirt.
Yeah, but you say that now, and then this is fashion, right? In a year, you'll go, oh, how did we ever live without creased clothing?
Yeah.
You know, it'll be cool again.
Where's the volume? Abby in the newsroom, what do you reckon? Creased clothing, is it cool or not cool?
It's funny because I've always been like, oh, I don't care. But I feel like in the last probably 3 months, I've been grabbing the ironing board out and actually ironing my clothes again.
Well, that's the thing. I must admit, I have creased clothing because I don't iron, but I like it when it just magically goes flat when you hang it up. Or sometimes I like shake a shirt out because I feel like it's going to shake the creases out. I don't know if that works or not. No, that's what I do. I literally get it off the hanger and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty creased. And I go, and I whip it like a tea towel and then I put it on and most of the time my fat gut sort of stretches it out anyway, so there's no creases.
Hope you're having a pod blast with the podcast.
We played a game of footy on the Adelaide Oval on Friday before the inaugural AFLW showdown. We both picked up niggles. Someone had a bigger injury, though. Someone really has done some permanent long-term damage. You'll find out who and how the rest of the game went in the next 5 minutes.
And I'll be honest with you, if I was a Nova listener, I wouldn't be going anywhere. I would be locked on.
All right, mate. What do you got?
Well, I often like to ask Abby what's coming up in the Nova News.
I was getting around to that, though. Like, I was doing both of it.
Yeah, then
I'm actually sick of all this critique, this lifetime critique. I've been doing this for a long time. You know what I mean? I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah, and you still don't know when to come on and talk because you went to go walk out for a poo 2 minutes ago.
I'm still waiting.
I'm
still waiting to do that. Well, Ed Sheeran, we've got to stop chopping his songs so short. I mean, how's a man supposed to poo in a minute 40? Do I have time now?
We're in the middle of a break.
Oh, God. Well, Abby, what's coming up in the Nova News?
How am I meant to come on air and do this after that?
You could score yourself 10K a day. We're doing it every single day in October.
Yeah, we have the perfect opportunity for you to get on air right now because I want to know on 13-24-10, I knew I was old when ... Because I, Liam, knew I was old when I did my knee playing footy.
Yeah.
You hear countless dads regale their time of playing footy and doing their knee, and I am a 28-year-old, but I felt like I was 55 because I did my knee playing footy on Friday.
And that's it. It wasn't even full game.
It was a casual, friendly game.
It was our showdown before the showdown. Think Auskick.
Yep.
And we were probably out there for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
Ben had a blowout. I thought he was joking.
Yeah.
But he really couldn't walk.
And for me, it brought me down to earth and made me realise that, yeah, I'm getting older because I remember growing up and whenever you'd hurt yourself, your parents would say when you're younger, you're like rubber. Like you're invincible when you're a kid because even if you do hurt yourself, you heal so quickly. And then I think it was because we didn't do any stretching. There was no warming up.
There was no warm up, no warm down.
Yep.
It was pretty much just walk on and go full pelt.
And what happened was the ball was coming and I was feeling pretty good. I was running around, feeling pretty fit. And then I jumped up for the ball in a contest, didn't get it, came back down and I heard, and I just thought it was my skin hitting someone else's skin. And then I realised there was no one else near me. And then I realised it was my knee popping. Like my knee popped. And so I was like, oh, I'm okay, because it didn't hurt. Like, it wasn't like an actual pain. I just heard the pop, and then I was like, that's a bit weird. And then I went to go run, and then my leg just my knee just collapsed. Like, it just gave way. And so I can walk in a straight line totally fine. It's when I need to turn or bend it that it just gives way.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
And then so I'm pretty sure I've just torn something in there.
So now, we've got to go heat your lunch up and stuff for you because the kitchen's on a bit of an angle here. You can only walk to and from your car.
But it just made me realise that I'm not as young as I used to be.
I don't even know it from, but I woke up stiff as a board.
Yeah.
Like my back was just completely locked up
Can
just
you
from
imagine,
running around a little
Can you
bit.
imagine, and we're in our mid to late 20s, could you imagine actually being 55?
And that's why it's so funny when people come out and they play like a Masters game.
Yeah.
And there's guaranteed to be a few hammies and just things just go out of nowhere.
Look, it's not just sport. It could be an array of things. 13-24-10 is our number. Give us a buzz and finish this sentence. I knew I was old when?
Maggie in Noarlunga Downs. When did you know you were old?
I knew I was old when I was 21 in the mall and I was going down an escalator and I slipped a disc in my back and was hunched over like an old lady for days. It was ridiculous.
You slipped a disc just from standing on an elevator?
Literally, I think the angle of my feet or something, I don't know, it was so bad. I was hunched over for days.
Oh, yeah, that's no good.
Not good at all.
Ben in Torrensville, when did you know you were getting a bit old?
Hey, Ben and Liam, I knew I was old when I slept on my wife's pillow by accident and put my back out.
It wasn't the right texture.
That is such a thing, hey, like when you go to a hotel or something or you stay in a guest bed and then you wake up so sore the next day.
What's the deal with hotel pillows, though? Like, there's some that are just so thin. It's like there's like used tissues in there or something.
Yep.
And then others are just so thick and like puffy. It's like, who would have their head on that right angle? I don't get why they can't just have more medium-sized pillows.
Yeah,
they're like 30 centimetres thick and they just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that is... To be fair, though, your neck should be able to handle one night on a pillow that isn't yours.
That's a good one, Benny. Thank you very much. Helen in Morfett Vale, good morning. Go for it.
Good morning. I knew I was old when I'm the oldest person at work and some of the residents in my nursing home are the same age as me.
Right, they should. You want to come over for a few drinks after you finish up work? Or you should retire. Like the rest of us. We're all having a great time here.
Helen, thank you very much.
Helen in Fullerton. When did you know?
Oh, dear. Well, I knew I was old when my kids bought me tickets to Michael Bublé concert.
Yeah. No, that's when you know. When they go, I think Mum would like that. Have a pretty wild time at Bublé. She loves the Christmas album.
That's a good one, Helen. Tom in Sellex, good morning. When did you know you were old?
Morning, boys. I knew I was old when I threw my back out brushing my teeth.
Oh, wow.
How did you manage that?
Too vigorous.
It was a work morning. Got into the bathroom, leant over the vanity to grab the toothpaste, and the old back just said, sayonara.
Yeah, you got to limber up before you brush those teeth in your old years.
That's pretty crazy, mate. Just going down to pick up a toothbrush without doing your warm-ups first. My God, especially on a cold morning. Erin in Mobry, you knew you were old when?
I knew I was old when my kids came home and said they'd learned about things from my childhood in history class.
Oh, my God.
What do you mean?
What did they learn about?
Stuff?
Like Walkmans.
Oh, really? So
they're learning about that in history class?
Well, about technology and things and how they used to be.
Right, because I thought it was World War II and stuff, but they're like, this is a Discman.
No,
you can play your so fresh hits of autumn. Yeah, wow. Oh, my God.
Do you remember when you had like a Walkman and you'd be listening to it and you go over a bump on the bus or in the car and it would skip?
Yeah. Oh,
Isn't that weird?
Or just like knowing you only like track 4 or something. You're like, put it on the ketchup song again. Georgia from Golden Grove, the 5125. You knew you were old when?
Yeah, hi Ben and Liam. I was at the dog park on the weekend and I was just throwing the ball with my dog and it had landed near a group of maybe like 12-year-old girls. And one of the girls said to her other friend, "Oh, that's the old ladies." And I'm only 25.
That old bat over
I felt a bit old, so yeah.
Ben and Liam are in your head.
What's trending? Trending all over the internet. Twitter.
Instagram.
Welcome to Facebook.
Hey guys, well, Adelaide Zoo had some star power visit over the weekend.
Because you know I'm all about that bass.
No way.
Yes, Megan Trainor is here in Adelaide and she did visit Adelaide Oval on the weekend. If you didn't know, she's going to be one of the guest judges on Australian Idol, the new series that's coming out. The auditions are actually happening today at Adelaide Oval, hence she's here. And she did post online that she went to Adelaide Zoo and described it as, quote, the best zoo ever. And it was, quote, one of the best days of her life.
I got told a small chicken, it was the best day of my entire life. She's all about our zoo, not Taronga. They could use that in an ad.
And the design for the King Charles coin has been revealed.
I like an article I saw, it said it had been dropped. And I'm like, I like how we're using drop. It used to be like dropping mixtapes, but now it's like, yo, the new coin just dropped and it's fire.
Well, it has. They won't be in circulation here in Australia until next year, but they are starting to be made in the UK. If you didn't know, then if you look at your coins today, the Queen is facing right and King Charles will be facing left. This is a tradition to always switch the angles. And the Royal Australian...
It is tradition.
I will not use a coin with the King facing right.
Well,
towards the Northman.
The Royal Australian Mint has confirmed that all coins with the Queen on them are still accepted. But there's been a bit of controversy around if King Charles should be the face on the coins or if we should drop it completely. And the biggest petition with the most signatures, 700 signatures, is one for Steve Irwin.
Crikey! 100%. But like the thing is, they don't have fun with money. It's not really a thing that they have fun with.
Yeah.
No,
it's always going to be some, old regal person.
Yeah, if the tradition is to flip the face every time there's a new one.
if that's them mixing it up, they're not going to be like, yeah, chuck the Wiggles on there. Why not? You do you, Australia.
Well, that's the thing. And people are having a bit of fun with it because there's also petitions for the Wiggles, AC/DC, and even a Bunnings snag to be on the new one. So I don't think it's going to happen.
That'd be good.
And finally, Lindsay Lohan is making her return to acting in a brand new Netflix film.
I knew how this would be settled in the animal world. But this was girl world. And in girl world, all the fighting had to be sneaky.
She will be starring in a new Netflix film. It's called Falling for Christmas, and it will be out in just a few weeks, November 10. And let me give you a little synopsis of this very engaging film. She'll be playing an engaged but snobby woman who gets hurt in a skiing accident. She then gets amnesia and is cared for by a very attractive man and his daughter at Christmas time.
Okay. It's obviously a return to form for Lindsay. I like the idea of a manager calling her going, Lindsay, talk to me. We're back, baby. We're back. And she's like, oh, my God, what is it? Is it a comedy like Mean Girls, a dual role like Parent Trap? Is Herbie going bananas? No, Lindsay. It's a Netflix Christmas movie. You're gonna love it. A pre-season friendly between the Adelaide 36ers and the Phoenix Suns, huge NBA team over in America, and the Adelaide 36ers have bloody gone and won it. This has never an NBL team has never beaten an NBA team, and to be honest, they probably shouldn't because the NBA is supposed to be the absolute height, the pinnacle.
To put it in layman's terms, it'd be like if there was an American football league where they play Aussie rules for a bit of fun, and then they came over here.
The ones that Mason Cox goes and runs the clinics and stuff, yeah.
And then they came over here and they beat Port Adelaide or Crows. That's what it's like. What? That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, and look, everyone's in the world of sports shocked about the whole thing. We're going to be checking in with one of the star players from the 36ers next. Sunday Dech, he's a friend of the show. We want to get his thoughts. He's over in America at the moment. I mean, their heads must just be spinning.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to pick his brain.
Wow, that hurts. We got stood up by Sunday Dech.
Especially when you said, he's a friend of the show.
He's a really close friend of ours.
Yeah, you didn't even say friend of the show. You said he's a friend.
With Sunday Dech, we wanted to get onto him because obviously the Adelaide 36ers, our great basketball team, managed to beat the Phoenix Suns from the NBA, a huge team. I mean,
first time it's ever happened.
Even just thinking about it, Devin Booker, he's one of their big stars. He's on 50 million Australian dollars a year.
Yep.
That would be worth more than the entire squad and the stadium and the whole works, you would think.
Yep.
And Americans, obviously they got no idea that we even play basketball down here. Have a listen to their radio show over there.
Okay, so NBA preseason has started. The Phoenix Suns played an NBL team. The Adelaide, definitely said that wrong, 36ers from New Zealand.
Yeah, they're from New Zealand, and we managed to lose to these idiots.
And so we were like, yeah, cool, we'll get Sunday Dech on the show. We've had him on before. He likes us.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get him.
Well, perhaps someday, Dech. And on that note, we'll end. Always like to end on the high point on a radio show. So we'll catch you tomorrow.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.